When we talk about AI, we tend to focus on the software, the code, the algorithms. But today, we're going to look past all that. We're going to dive into the massive physical world being built to power artificial intelligence. We're talking about the trillion-dollar engines shaping the future of enterprise tech, from infrastructure all the way down to the silicon it runs on, and, of course, the security needed to protect it all. Let's start by looking at the sheer scale of this whole thing. And this right here, this is the core idea you really have to grasp to understand where we're headed. The AI revolution isn't some abstract concept happening in the cloud. No, it is a colossal industrial-scale build-out, the kind of thing we really haven't seen in generations. So, what are we actually talking about here? What does this new trillion-dollar foundation really consist of? Well, it all starts with completely redefining what we think of as a data center. These are not your average, everyday data centers. Not even close. We're talking about highly specialized facilities that are designed for one thing and one thing only: extreme, mind-boggling computing power. They are packed, literally, to the rafters, with hundreds of thousands of specialized AI chips, all working together to handle the massive workloads required for training and running today's advanced models. And look, this isn't just a prediction for the future. The enterprise spending is happening right now, and it is absolutely enormous. Tech giants, your Microsofts, your Googles, Amazon, Meta, they're pouring billions upon billions of dollars every single year into building out this hyperscale infrastructure. This is what's making the physical reality of AI happen. Okay, so let's move to the engine at the heart of all this, the semiconductor. This unprecedented demand for infrastructure has kicked off what analysts are now calling a giga cycle in the chip industry. And really, this isn't just normal growth, it's an absolute explosion. And here is the number that puts it all into perspective. The global semiconductor market is now on track to blow past $1 trillion in revenue in the coming years. And what's really critical to understand is that almost all of that growth, it's being driven directly by this AI infrastructure build-out. This chart just lays it out so clearly. You can see that sharp, steep upward curve. This is not some temporary, cyclical trend or a short-term bubble. What this chart represents is a fundamental, long-term evolution in how enterprise technology spending is happening. So, what's behind this massive surge? Well, it's a very specific stack of technologies. You've got the AI accelerators themselves, which handle all the parallel calculations these big models need. But those accelerators are basically useless without high bandwidth memory to feed them data at insane speeds. Then you have advanced packaging, the unsung hero, which brings all these components super close together to squeeze out every last drop of performance. And on top of all that, you have the big players developing their own custom silicon, specifically for their unique enterprise workloads. But of course, when you build something this massive and this powerful, you also create a proportional amount of risk. As these incredibly powerful new AI and cloud systems come online, securing them has become one of the single biggest challenges in the entire industry. The stakes here are just incredibly high. And listen, this isn't just fear-mongering. This is a direct warning coming from the very heart of the industry. OpenAI, the company that created some of the world's most advanced models, has explicitly stated that these systems could create huge security holes if they aren't protected in just the right way. So, as you'd expect, the market is moving fast to respond. This chart shows it perfectly. We're seeing a really significant jump in enterprise cybersecurity budgets. This isn't just talk. This is where the actual corporate dollars are flowing as companies scramble to protect their new, expensive AI-powered infrastructure. This race to build and to secure all this new infrastructure, it's become about a lot more than just corporate competition. The immense power that these new systems promise has elevated the entire thing from a matter of enterprise spending to a core geopolitical priority for nations all around the world. A perfect real-world example of this, just look at Taiwan. The government there has built a brand new national cloud computing center, and it's packed with thousands of advanced GPUs. And the goal is crystal clear. They want to support sovereign AI research to make sure the nation has its own strategic AI capabilities, totally independent of other global powers. It's a pattern we're starting to see everywhere. So, here's the bottom line. From the data centers to the chips to the security systems protecting them all, a new physical world is being built at an absolutely incredible speed. And this brings us to the ultimate question. As this trillion-dollar foundation for AI gets laid, piece by piece, it forces us all to ask, who will ultimately control what might be the most powerful technology humanity has ever created?